We got 16 rings, 4 teams that can go into the elimination, and 1 pukey competitor during elimination. Episode 9 of The Challenge War of the Worlds, American Psycho, coming right at you.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hype it everybody up.
There you go. That's what
We're all just doing this in the control.
Positive.
Yep.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. It's AfterBuzz TV. It's episode 9 of The Challenge War of the Worlds, American Psycho. We're jumping into everything tonight. Very excited to talk about this episode. My name is Jenna Bussier. I'll be your lead host. To my left, we got Dan Lindgren.
Hi, guys.
Our man. We got Pamela Gross-Jill over there. She got some really good I Know You Twinnins tonight, and a lot of good tea, as they say, brought to the table by her. Yes, Pam. And we got our fitness guru, David Christopher, over there.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
What's up? So, American Psycho. I don't know why it's called that. Do you guys know why it's called that?
Who are they implying is
They're
the
all
American
psychos.
Psycho?
Should it be UK
Kind of,
Psycho
yeah.
for Bear, maybe?
I don't know.
He was a little psycho after the first challenge of the day.
Is Paulie the
Excited.
American Psycho because he told everybody he was going to pluck them off and kill them individually one-on-one at the end of the episode?
Is Wes the American Psycho because he's trying to mastermind and puppeteer everyone? Or is Hunter the American Psycho because he tried to commandeer the Tribunal? I don't know.
Is it because they were spinning around on that wheel and that was psycho?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
This is probably more obvious than...
So abstract. Yeah,
we're
usually
just having
it's
a
like
hard time.
Which
figuring it
American competitor tonight was the most psycho?
Hunter, Wes,
Pauly.
Pauly.
They all were.
Yeah,
all
so
were.
they all
Locked
pretty-
and loaded, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get into everything tonight. Let me give you the rundown, talking the truck challenge, which was pretty awesome, the Tribunal, and Hunter's game, his involvement, who he's voting for, what kind of game he's playing here. Is it scared or is he just trying to save people? We got this puke elimination with poor Cam working it and trying to fight through this sickness and throwing up all over herself. And we got some really good news and gossip, so stay tuned for that. We got some good insight, or good information, rather, about Bear's girlfriend, about the Bear, Georgia, and the cheating triangle incident. So stay tuned. We also want to try to go over some predictions towards the end now that we know that it's splitting from teams and it's going to be a single one-on-one type of game. Really excited about that. So overall thoughts on tonight's episode before we dive into everything.
Well, that's the first time I've ever heard Kara make sexual noises before, so that was interesting. Yeah. That's the last time I want to hear it. Moving on to you, Pam. That's all I got for that episode.
That was your one takeaway. Was
Yeah,
Kara's
that was
sex noises.
they built a little fort together. They put some they hung some blankets around a bed, and they went to it.
You do what
They
you gotta
did.
do. Make
They
it work.
did do it. On that, I think who's really obsessed with who? I think Kyle's clearly the one that's obsessed with Kara. But moving on from them, I thought it moved really fast. The episode overall was good. I like it. It's getting now really heated. We know obviously they're going individual next week, but yeah, this was like 4 in, 4 out. It's close to the end, and it's exciting and more intense to see who's being picked. And if you guys know what Hunter was doing with the 222, you're ahead of me because I was like, what?
We'll break it down.
Okay,
break it
I
down.
didn't follow, so that's my overall.
My takeaway was Kyle's hair when you have that bandana on and he had those nice like locks like an 80s rocker or something.
That's what I said too.
We need to figure out what was going on there. Was that a weave? Were those extensions? What was
I don't
that?
know. I don't know.
I'll give you this. Kyle gets the humor of this game. He is my new favorite competitor out there for this season. He's great with all the words that he is saying. He's doing it in a fun and an energetic way. Love it, Kyle. Keep it up next week.
Agree. Went from him being the worst person to now the total comic relief and the best. And Bear has moved into the worst spot. Still funny, but...
Because he always has such a positive attitude about everything. Like, how is everything always such a joke to him in the best way possible? I don't
Right.
mean it as like, you don't take anything serious. I mean, when it comes down to it, he's like, Pauly, just go in. You're going to win anyway. It's like, how does he's able to just say this all the time and in such a good positive way that everybody kind of laughs at and takes it as a joke.
It's awesome though. I mean, that's what's like really cool about it because it's like, yeah, he's always kind of like, as sometimes he can be kind of a douche, you know, but it's like you still like him, you know what I mean? It's like he can be so funny, you know, and you're just like, he's like that guy that like you kind of want to punch him, but at the same time you like him. You know
He's
what I mean?
that's there to have a good time. It seems like he's not sweating it, but he's a good competitor.
I will say that hair was distracting. That's all I can focus on during that moment. I think it was about Hunter, Strategy, and Wes and Nani were involved, all I could look at was that red headband and his locks,
luscious locks.
just falling down his back.
In a bouffant, a full like poofed up 60s, then flipped over bouffant like he was gonna do a 60s dance, like the Monster Mash.
Potato.
The mashed potato. Right, he was auditioning for Hairspray, the musical. That's
All right,
what he
let's
looked
move
like.
on because, sorry, Kyle, we love your hair, but I thought the episode was really good. It was lower on the drama scale. It was just a lot of strategy and politics and a lot of people figuring out how their alliances are going to pan out the rest of the game, which I really liked. It was a lot of game heavy, challenge elimination heavy, and strategy heavy, not a lot of just like senseless drunk drama, which I love too, but it was nice to have this switch up episode. So let's get into the challenge of the day. Do want to let you guys know we had a touch of a glitch of a technical difficulties. So when we jumped into the challenge of the day, all we see, we start off by seeing Nani and Turbo competing. So we missed a few of the competitors before them, and they jump right into the Dragon Ball Z edit that we love so much. And Pam seriously thought that there was somehow, some way, fire actually being shot from Turbo's veins.
Now this is
We pulled the episode. She goes, "Wow, that's so cool! There's some pyro element to today's challenge." I'm like, "No, it's the damn Dragon Ball Z edit they give."
I didn't really think that there was like lightning bolts being shot out of Turbo. I maintain that this challenge had some pyrotech effects. Like once you finished the truck thing, it was going explosion.
Right. The way you said
I
it though
thought
was
were
that,
real.
oh my God, Turbo can
Turbo,
put
like, shot
fire out of his
fireball.
hand. I'm like, no, that was just pyrotechnics to the side.
Turbo can do anything, guys. He's magic.
Apparently.
So that's how our night's going.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's jump in from there then. We see Turbo and Nani compete, and then we jump into Wes and D, who only get 7 rings inspired by Ariana Grande. And Wes storms off, yells into Bear's face because Bear is obviously trolling him.
Well, Bear trolled him first.
He
Before Wes.
yes. Bear trolls him, and then Wes comes over, yells in his face, and says, "If this wasn't TV, I'd kick your ass."
Which I kind of agree with. You know, I would think so. Realistically, I mean, I don't see Bear taking Wes in real life.
Like you'd want to, or you think Wes
no, I mean,
would
I
win?
think like if it really came down to it, Wes would kick his butt. Yeah, absolutely.
I actually am not
Am I
sure
alone
on
on
that one.
that?
I'm
Am
not
I alone?
completely,
I don't know.
I'm not completely
Crickets?
convinced that that's how it would go down.
Really?
I think Bear makes a joke out of himself, and we like to see him as his entertainer. But I think when push comes to shove, he actually could probably hold his own. I've seen him boxing on his Instagram and stuff. He's a really good competitor on the show. I think that he would bring something to
Well,
the
I'm
fight
not, I'm
for
not
sure.
discrediting the guy saying he wouldn't put up a fight. I'm just saying I think Wes would kick his butt.
I don't know. I think it's equal playing field.
My takeaway from that was I don't think Wes would actually even fight him in real life.
I don't think
Because you
Wes
go to
is
jail
a
or something. Like
fighter.
Wes
Yeah.
doesn't want to do it. Wes runs like his own business. Wes has to.
I mean,
I don't think he'd actually
we're
do
not
it.
getting
Yeah,
like
I agree.
you know.
But that's what
correct
Wes
about it. I
said
mean,
though. Wes said
just in
if
a
this
real
was
fight.
real life, I would bleep the bleep out of you, whatever he said. And he
Right.
wouldn't. Wes is
no,
not doing that.
Wes
Give me a
thinks
break.
things through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where we continue to get probably the most drama of the episode. So Devon's kind of off to the side saying Bear can say whatever he so pleases to Wes because he was telling Jenna to kick me in the face or knee me in the rib last week, so he can say whatever. And then Devon and Wes continue to argue with each other, and then Wes finally says, you know, you're really setting a great example for your child. You call yourself a role model, and this just escalates through the roof. But Devon kind of brings her temper in, walks away, and is able to relax.
Yeah. From what we saw, and we'll get to it later with some news and gossip / oh no you twouldn't, there was more to it, but from what we saw, it wasn't escalated too high. She kept her cool. She said, like, that's the one button you don't push, but I'm going to let it go. So
But who do you think is wrong here? Do you think that Wes is wrong for saying you're sarcastically saying, aren't you a role model to your kid? You're doing a great job. Kind of mocking Devon because Devon's taking it sensitively because it's her kid. But
I don't think it's a big deal.
She did say to Wes, "Well, I'm gonna kick you in the ribs for real outside of the show or something
Yeah, but
threatening."
here's the thing though. Like that was so deliberate. Like Wes, like it's almost hard to like take that as serious as if I think Wes was just saying it ignorantly, you know, like and meant it. I think he like purposely knew like that's the way to cut you. That's something that's like if someone's got a button and you can see him, he's like, oh, there it is. I'm gonna press it. It's like he knew what he was doing. It was a purposeful comment. I don't think it was, you know, malicious. Like, oh, I'm really just trying to hurt you. He just wanted to get under her skin and piss her off, and that's a way to do it easy. So I think that's what that was. Obviously, it pissed her off, but she knew what he was doing too. So I think that's why she brought herself back down. But I don't think it was something that was really trying trying to like hurt her. It was just trying to like piss her off at the time, you know?
Yeah, I really don't think it was that bad at
I
all.
don't
I mean,
either.
I don't have a kid, so I can't speak to that. But he didn't say anything threatening about her child's
That's
career.
my
He was
thing
just
is-
like, oh, are you a role model? Don't you have a kid? It was very light to me.
Is Wes wrong with what he said?
Right.
Davon, if once we go into the Know You Tweeting later or whatever we're calling it now this week, I don't know the name, we're gonna see some more of the things that Davon said.
Right.
And Wes isn't wrong. All Wes says is you're not being a very good role model for your kid. Now, yes, he does bring her kid up in the conversation, but he didn't say that she, her kid's gonna turn out to be a so-and-so or a bad person because of you. He didn't say that. He said, you're not setting a good role model for your kid.
He also didn't even say, this is where Wes is thoughtful with his insults and the words he chooses to use. He didn't even say, wow, you're a horrible role model. Like, he didn't even say, you are, or you're a bad mom. He just said, wow, that's really setting a great example as
that's
a role
what I was saying.
model.
I think it's his purpose.
Which is, right, a little dig, but it's not like he's coming after her child.
Okay,
he's
so this
not.
is a non-problem. We're like,
okay.
Well,
let's move
let
on.
me throw this out there. I think a lot of people are going to jump on the other side of what we said.
Okay.
But let's remember what Bananas said to Devin last year and how many people stood up for Bananas saying stuff about Devin's father who passed away. Which is also, it's a tricky subject there too, right?
I was a Bananas defender in that he wasn't saying your dad suck. He was saying if your dad could see, which is, again, he wasn't coming after, as was perceived, the father and attacking his past father. He was saying if he could see the way you're acting right now, I bet he would be unhappy with you. Which, again, a bad button to push, not cool, raw. Get it, but is it inappropriate or awful when you're being harassed? I say no.
And in the live chat, everyone's going right against us with this, guys. I could read them all, but not one person has agreed with us. So there you go.
All right.
There you go.
I'll have to look up those later, but I think we should keep it moving on and talk about some of the competitors and the competition of the challenge today. So Wes and Dee only get 7 rings, which is kind of disappointing, but Cara and Theo, they just rip right through and they rock it because Theo is like Gumby arms.
Theo,
and
he like doesn't even have to try.
Slightly
he just reaches out, like,
swings, swings gently, and grabs it.
Like that, he's on UFC, if you watched, or the March Madness tournament when Taco Fall was like 7'9", and all he has to do is literally just touch the rim and just pop the basket into the basketball net. That was kind of just Theo tonight. He barely even has to get off of the truck. Doesn't have to really jump far. Just kind of can pass it to Cara, and it's just so easy for them.
Can I just say how badass this challenge is? Like, I would love to do that. Like, that was so freaking cool.
That was like a lot of fun. 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's intense, man.
And you got the wind blowing on you at 50 miles per hour.
You gotta jump across.
You're feeling good. It's gonna be that'd be a lot of fun to do that one. Yeah.
And a lot of them looked like they handled that pretty well, though. Like nobody was really scared to jump off or having that hard of a time going 50 miles per hour.
You're on like a rope swing type situation. I think it would just be a lot of fun. I don't think it's not one of those ones where you're so high up that it's like scary looking down. Yeah. I mean, you're on the back of a semi having fun, just swinging around like a rope swing.
I would like to believe that you're harnessed in there pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They got you tight on there.
Yeah.
You're not breathing right. They got it pressed against you pretty good.
Devon and Bear did good as well, but they did drop one, so they only finished with 15. And then we see Cam and Ash go last, and they killed it. It looked like they whipped right by, of course, editing, but they did finish all 16 in a very fast manner. It looked like. But we finished with Kyle and Maddie, Hunter and Georgia. And then it's like, cliffhanger, who got the third spot? And then it ends up being Cara and Theo. I thought it might be Cam and Ash in that situation.
Kudos to Hunter and Georgia, because they're little. Both of them are little. And height, obviously, Kyle and Maddie, Theo, which we saw. Hunter and Georgia must have just been on point. So, good on them.
I got a conspiracy theory that I haven't done one in a little while, guys, so I figured I'd throw one at you. I feel like the reason they're not giving us who got first, second, and third for the time-wise, maybe that's going to come back in the final. And those timings are going to give them certain advantages in the final. What do you guys think about that? As why they're not telling us who got first, second, third as far as team goes.
I like it.
Maybe individual scores now with the finals get you a little extra lead on a run or something.
I like it because I like where you're going with this, because also no one... You would think that the challengers themselves would want to know, and it seems to be a non-issue. So I feel like it might come into play because no one's been like, we want to know, and I feel like I would want to know if I was a challenger.
That would be great, but then... So it's going to be an individual game now.
Well, you could take you would just take say Kyle and Maddie finished tonight, but they also won other tribunals too. So like
they reap the benefits of their shared times.
Well, why aren't they telling us who got first, second, third? I don't know. Why aren't they? It doesn't matter. I mean, it's great.
Maybe.
Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do
great.
with it?
I
but
do just
maybe.
think it's another loose end that they haven't tightened up.
Okay.
Like how a lot of times
Maybe.
they show up to a challenge. They say the teams are picked randomly. The order is random. Meanwhile, we found out on Twitter that other teams who won the previous challenge were picking certain orders of the challenges. This was like a season or two ago. But it could just be another one of those things where it might not go
I would
anywhere.
hope that there is a method to the madness of not giving that, because it is unusual, and usually they do, but I don't know if they will or not. But I like that theory a lot.
Why does he say in no particular order, guys? Here's your.
Right.
He could have just said, "Oh, you guys won." Mm-hmm. TJ's like, in no particular order, guys. This is who won.
Mm-hmm.
He said it so like. Why did he have to say it?
It does kind of bring some question. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's gonna be relevant later.
Yep.
So, we are going to move on to Tribunal and the voting, but before we get into our next topic, Dan would like to enlighten
Yeah.
all of our viewers.
Hey guys, look. I want to tell you some stuff here right now. If you're on YouTube right now, you should hit that subscribe button to ours or any of our other wonderful after shows that we have here. And you know what? Leave us a comment in the comment section or give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Look, AfterBuzz means a lot to all of us. We love talking about these shows, but we really would love you to be a part of it with us, guys. So leave those comments. Be nice. Thumbs up from all of us
Thumbs
here
up.
at AfterBuzz
Yeah.
TV.
Rank
Yes.
Dan 1 through 10 on the live chat right now. How good he did.
Oh,
on
give
the
him
live
a
read.
10.
10 plus 10.
How
Oh
did he do?
God.
And as always, thank you.
-1. Come on, guys. No, not yet.
I was like, dang, all right.
Thanks to the live chat. We love you.
So now we see the teams in the tribunal are going to figure out who they're voting, and this is where the tribunal gets interesting. You guys loved it.
Okay.
This is kind of like the issue I had with it last week, but this week it ends up being good because there's only 4 teams that you can pick, so the selections are very small. However, at the same time, it makes the tribunal wide open because now teams really have to come to a decision, and burn votes are just not really going to work this time,
Right.
and layup votes for like a Josh and Amanda or Bear and Davon are not going to work this time.
Right.
Because Bear and Davon are in the tribunal. We have 3 teams in the tribunal, so 4 teams are safe, and 4 teams can go into elimination. Polly and Ninja, Nani and Turbo, Wes and D, Ash and Cam. So in the tribunal, Hunter and Georgia are going to go Nani and Turbo to return the burn vote, but Hunter is still putting his girl in the game at a risk.
Right.
And a possibility of going to elimination. Kyle obviously is going to go Polly and Ninja. Cara and Theo are going to go Wes and D, and no one touches Ash and Cam.
Right, which is ironic, as we'll come to find out. The only team that appeared safe.
Yeah, I mean, I like the voting like this because it does put Hunter in a predicament. He has to either choose his girl, his number 1 Wes, or create a new enemy with Polly. And that's why Wes was saying, hey, Hunter, you're playing a scared game by not just putting Polly in, right? That's where Wes was going with that. But at the same time, I was thinking, Hunter doesn't know what happens if it goes 2-2-2. He might be up for elimination. So in a way, maybe Hunter's not thinking clearly, but he might not be playing a scared game because he might have to go in if he keeps it 2-2-2.
Oh, if it's a tie.
If it's a tie 2-2, he might have to go in that chopping block. So I don't know if he knows it, but he's not playing a scared game because he might have to go in. We don't know. TJ keeps saying, guys, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. And what happens if they don't switch?
Right, I'm still pissed about that.
I wanna
thought
know!
we were gonna see it. I thought we were gonna see it.
I think if no one switched that second time through, then TJ would have announced what
Yeah.
that's going to be.
Well, before we even get to that, we have this.
The courtroom scene?
We have the courtroom scene
Tribunal.
where basically Theo leads the entire court. He's judge of court.
I liked
And
it.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
He asks every single team the same question: who do you not want to go in, and who is your number 1? And he tries to get some intel and get some information, but that's pretty much all we see. Do you guys have any big things from the tribunal you like?
I just like that Theo was leading it, and those were really good questions at this point to ask. Who's your number 1, and who don't you want to go in? I think it's as simple as that. I enjoyed this tribunal without the drama, the dramatics that we usually see.
Are you guys forgetting about Theo's best question he asked when he asked Kyle, are you working with Wes? Come on, Theo, what a rookie move. Like Kyle's going to give you a straight answer there. But it's
Yeah.
great. I love Kyle. He's the best.
He's like, no.
Maybe? I don't know. Who's Wes?
Yeah.
Kyle's great.
Kyle is comic relief this season, and it's fun to watch him.
Theo's questions do prompt Wes to then go to Pauly, though, because Pauly's saying he doesn't really have a number 1. So then Wes kind of goes to Pauly because now Wes feels nervous that Pauly's going to vote him in. Because Pauly's just kind of this loose cannon, and Pauly loves nothing more than taking out the biggest, strongest vets and competitors himself to pad his resume, as so Wes said. And well, if you go in and you beat me, you pad your resume. If you lose, then you lose, and you shouldn't hang your head or be upset about it because I'm Wes and I'm the best. So this kind of weird battle royale goes on between just Wes and Pauly, while Dee and Ninja, the two partners, are sitting right next to the guys, just not having a say in anything, which before it went to commercial, we were all kind of like, why is it just Pauly versus Wes? Why are Dee and Ninja, who are two awesome competitors, just kind of sitting off to the side and they don't really get to say anything?
And then, what's interesting, though, is that but then Pauly took Natalie's advice when they did go in there, and then she actually got to choose who she wanted. So that's interesting that it went from Pauly and Wes being in control, but then Natalie got her way, and I think that was great.
Right.
Obviously, it was great because they won too, so it's a bonus.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. Now going back though, this is what I don't understand about Hunter and the 222 and the burn vote.
So this is after then Wes and Pauly. This is when we get to elimination.
Or the strategy, I guess what I'm questioning right now is Hunter's game plan / Wes's game plan, because he's puppeteering Hunter. So this is what I think is kind of silly. I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, this is my interpretation and I need a little clarity, that Wes is saying Hunter is playing a scared game by causing it to be a tie when he really wants to vote in Pauly instead of just voting in Pauly. Now, the second consequence that I think I would assume Wes would have thought through is that if Pauly is voted in like he was, Wes is a very obvious choice to go against. So how is that their plan? I would assume if it weren't for Dee and Ninja, that Pauly would have picked Wes.
Possibly, but that's why Wes was trying to have that conversation with Pauly too, because he knew that if Hunter went for Pauly, that might happen.
But why would Hunter, via Wes, want to set it up so that Pauly...
Let's be honest. Wes wants Pauly in every time, or
because there is always a chance you could lose. I guess. No, it's a great point.
Wes can go up against him and still beat him if worst case scenario.
Okay, all right. I mean, if I were Wes, I wouldn't want to go against Pauly.
Like we were talking about in the green room. I mean, anybody at this point, it's anybody's game. There's only so many teams left. People are gonna have to vote against who they want to vote against at this point.
Okay, it just didn't.
Maybe Wes feels better going against Pauly instead of Ash and Cam.
Who knows?
Or Nani and Turbo, maybe.
I mean,
as
those
good as Pauly is.
Men are beasts.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't this sort of puzzle, which I don't think it would have been good to go against Wes in this. I think going against a beast of a guy was the better choice for Pauly, but if it was one of those super physical elimination, either Pauly or Wes, as great as they are, versus a Turbo or an Ashley, it would have been terrifying.
Do you think maybe Turbo, but do you think Ashley would have been a better competitor over Pauly against Wes?
Wait.
Say that one more time?
Do you think Ashley would have been a better competitor going up against Wes?
Oh, do you think he would have done better? No,
Yeah.
I don't. I think Wes and Pauly are both sharp and have similar strengths.
Right.
So
Wes probably would have directed from the wheel, and Dee probably would have put the puzzle pieces together. I think it'd be very similar to probably a Pauly and a Wes, where they would come up with a system, or Pauly and Ninja Natalie, where they would come up with a system, and they'd probably do really well.
They're well matched, so that would have been anyone's game, where with this,
But yeah, well, we see an elimination. So Kyle sticks to his vote. He goes Pauly and Ninja. Maddie also goes Pauly and Ninja. Cara goes Nani and Turbo. Theo goes Wes and Dee. And then Hunter, instead of voting Nani and Turbo, which he originally said he was going to as a burn vote, and his partner Georgia does vote Nani and Turbo at elimination, he instead says Wes and Dee to tie it up. And this is where we get the 2-2-2, where he's either being scared and just doesn't want to say Pauly's name because he doesn't want Pauly to be mad at him, or he's potentially okay with sacrificing himself if it comes down to it.
And we don't even know if that's what happens when the 2-2-2 happens. We don't know.
We still don't know.
Were they dressed to go in? No, right?
I think they were.
Were they? Were Hunter?
No. The Tribunal's never dressed.
Not dressed.
Because Kyle had his leather jacket on, so I know that they weren't dressed.
So even if it is 2-2-2, so Hunter's not ready to sacrifice himself.
They can do stop recording. Let's go get him dressed up. I mean, they can do that. It's okay.
Haven't done it
That's the
Yet,
idea, though.
though.
We don't know yet what happens with the 222.
I honestly do think Hunter is being kind of scared, which is disappointing because he likes to say that he'll go in against
Scared
anybody.
of what?
Scared of saying Polly's name to make Polly mad at him.
To get another
That's
enemy.
what I'm like,
That's what it was. That's what it was this whole time.
What
Yeah.
my
but you know
confusion
what, I
is,
think-
what's the scary game?
I think Polly's
Throwing up.
You know, but
He's
the thing,
scared of throwing
Polly's
up.
that kind of guy. He's more of like, you know, a guy's guy. So I think if Hunter would have just said, "Hey, man, I'm protecting my girl. Me and Wes have an alliance. Nothing personal, but you're the one that I have to choose, or you're the best option right now." I think Polly would have took that man-to-man type thing.
And
as
Polly's
opposed to,
got
"You're my
enough
enemy now."
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
Polly's got the Kyle thing, even though
Right.
conspiracy. Polly and Kyle are friends. I know I've said it before. These guys are friends. I can tell. And I think there's stuff out on Twitter and Instagram we can find, too. These guys are buddies. Kara has gotten them this far, and it's great. But they're buddies on the side. Let's be honest here.
I think at this
Come on, Pam. Jump on my side
I'm
for
gonna
this one.
say I'm gonna agree with you, Dan.
All
I think
right.
that they have. I think they started out genuinely not as friends because of some smack talk and obviously sharing a girlfriend. But I think that I think they like each other. I think they've grown fond of each other.
Yeah.
And that it is a funny riff at this point.
It is,
That
I think,
now it's
yeah.
just like,
Kara's
I'm
gonna
gonna go
be
for
faded
you.
out, and then they're gonna be
The
buddies.
two of them.
They're going to get their own show on MTV,
I know.
like Vinny and Polly right now coming
That
out.
would be
April
great.
11th on MTV.
Would watch.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I would totally watch that
Totally.
show.
I
The other
dated
thing
her,
is,
you
I don't
dated her.
understand about Hunter
Good
not
theme
voting for Polly is his alliances are with Nani and Wes, the other two teams up for elimination. So why would you
Why
not
wouldn't
vote
you?
the
Right.
one team that you're not allied to?
I don't know.
And you're not really fooling anybody. Like, everybody knows you're sleeping with Nani, and everybody knows that Wes is your number one. So just say Polly's name, and he'd probably understand it. And
Right.
he said he was going to kill everybody anyway at the end of it. So,
Yeah.
but we get the tie, and then TJ just makes them run back through and re-vote. And it's Georgia who hooks it up. Georgia, our ride or die. I think she's
Yes.
a panel favorite.
Georgia.
She ends up
Georgia.
being like, screw it. Well, I'll flip my vote, and I'll be the one, and I'll just give 3 votes to Polly and Ninja, and they go down. Mm-hmm. And Polly and Ninja now have to discuss who they want to go in, and Polly is obviously pushing a little bit more for Wes and D at first. But then you see that he does communicate and work with his partner to then choose who Ninja feels a little bit better about, and that's Ash and Cam.
Which, hot take, I do think, as we saw with Polly and Natalie, previous Natalie, not Ninja Natalie, his the last challenge, Natalie, he is good with a partner. I think he's a good partner to have, and he's respectful. However, I wonder if I don't think it would have suited him or them to pick Wes anyway. I wonder if it did suit them better based on the game, if he would have fought that and tried to override her. Just saying. I'm not saying he would have. I'm just wondering. It's interesting because it seemed like I'm such a great guy, but also, right, picking
works
Wes
in
would have
my
been
favor.
stupid. Yeah.
You're right.
It would have been a really bad
Because
move.
once you see they're down in the killing floor and
Right.
they see that it's a wheel and a puzzle situation rather than a pull or push
Right.
or a battlefield where there's a ball and a basket where it looks like they have to play like handball 1-on-1 or something. Handball. Well,
Yeah.
it's not basketball, it's handball.
I mean, you said it out loud, Pam. You said, "Oh, it's going to be a puzzle," like because we could see the boards,
clearly,
so we
sure.
knew it wasn't going to be a brutal match. So
Right.
that helps them pick who they're going
Absolutely.
against for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And even Nani in the tribunal Theo said, if you are picked, who would you call out to compete against? And she
You
said,
can't
we don't have a
know.
plan right
Yeah.
now. When we get to the killing floor, we assess what
Bam.
it was
Yeah.
and pick. So they definitely do use that in factoring in to their decision, which of course you should.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like they should, at least maybe next season or something, hide. You can't see what it is yet. You know what I mean? Like maybe have them like behind the channel wall or something, and then show them. You know? So they don't
Yeah.
have that advantage.
Yeah, that's interesting too. But in this, where it is so half and half right now because of the tribunal, I think it's nice to have that
Of
little
course, yeah.
advantage in picking who you want to go against.
Keep it hard, make it challenging.
so what'd you guys think of the
Yeah.
elimination? Wheel of Death.
Oh my God.
I was queasy watching it. There's no way I'd
Yes.
want to do this. I would be
No.
awful at this. I know I talk a lot about being good at these challenges. I was getting sick watching it, and so were you.
Yeah,
Peggy.
I
I
couldn't-
feel so woozy. It was awful.
I
I don't want
Yeah.
to be on that wheel.
legit was dizzy, just secondhand dizzy for them. I felt so bad for Cam, who was such a trooper.
Yeah.
She did, I think, a great job. She kept a cool head in the game. Despite barfing, she just was like, next one over. I just think that Polly and Ninja had a really great system. They obviously had, a minute or two to prep before they went in, and they had their numbers counting, this many on the
Over,
bottom
this
and
many
this many up,
Yeah.
which is brilliant. And, you can't really beat that with just going up, no more to the right when someone's blindfolded. So I think they both, from what we saw, both teams gave it a really good go, and it was close. I don't know how close it was in real time.
It
But
looked
for
close.
us,
It looked close.
looked really close, which is impressive for both teams. But in
Well,
the
it
end,
came
they
down
just had the
to
better.
both of them, Polly and Ninja asking for a check first, them having one incorrect.
Right.
Then a few seconds later, Cam and Ash asking for a check, them having one incorrect. So then it just came down to who could
So it's
figure out
anyone's
their
game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
game.
Who could figure out their mistake
How
quicker.
did Polly not throw up? You know what I mean? How do you not?
I don't know.
Like, that is crazy.
Some
I mean,
people have
Cam,
stronger
either.
stomachs.
Hey,
I don't
seriously
know.
though, I gotta give it up to you tonight, Cam. That was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
she was throwing up and she was cool with it. She's like, puke. Okay, now there's a puke again. Okay, now go here. Like,
She
it was
was
just
just
like
talking through
she was
puke
like, yeah,
running
like
down her
nothing.
chest.
Like,
The fact that she pushed through that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And what it came down to was that the better system won. And it
Right.
didn't win by much. The fact that Cam didn't give up is an attest to her about how I don't like to call her Killer Cam, and I'm calling her Killer Cam tonight when she lost. So that's
Cam.
weird for me.
Cam.
But
Cam's awesome.
The fact that she was puking throughout that was insane. And I thought that her storyline wasn't that great this season, and she was a little too cocky for me. But this elimination right here, and she lost it, changed my view on her for tonight.
Yeah.
Do you think
Better.
that Ash could have performed better? Do you think that? Yeah. Hell yeah.
Ash didn't even know how to hold the signs up. Cam said she doesn't know what Ash says half the time. I don't.
Right,
Ash.
right.
And she
Ash. Hot take here. Ash isn't going to be on another challenge, Hot take.
I'm with you on that
and
one.
that's a sarcastic hot take. But
Yeah.
he's not going to be on another challenge.
Yeah.
Bowl of hot take, actually, you said.
What did I say?
said that's a bowl of a hot
bold.
take.
I think he meant bold.
Oh,
bold.
With
Thank
a
you.
D at the
Thank you.
end.
Sorry, I have a thick
Bowl,
accent
like
like
a
Turbo
bowl.
clearly here.
Right.
Sorry, that's my bad, guys.
I thought you were eating hot takes for breakfast.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Never mind.
From what we saw, it looked good considering he seemed to perform decently. And I don't know, Polly and Ninja, again, hats off. It was like 180 turn. Like, they were so systematic.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, what's a 180
They're
turn?
so such
The
a
fact that you had to
180.
turn
Right,
them
like
perfectly,
clockwise,
too.
counterclockwise. That is really difficult. So I bet
Yeah,
in
they're
real
such a good
time,
team.
it was really difficult.
And I think one of
and
the
took a
biggest
long
thing is
time.
just Polly's laser focus and his composure during all of that he's able to just be locked in and spinning and not throw up and be able to direct her as perfectly as he
Yeah.
did.
It's
really
impressive.
good.
It's very
And did you
Really
notice what
good.
Polly was doing when he was turning? He was moving his head so it was as
Like a
less of a spin as
dancer.
it could.
Yeah.
Right.
So he could focus for as long
Well,
as possible.
dancer,
And he spun his head the other way to focus as long as
Well, you have
possible.
a point of focus. Did you guys
And-
ever
yeah, of course.
dance
Yeah.
when
That's
you're
exactly what he
a
was doing.
point
Find
of
a spot.
focus and you only focus on that, not on the focus. Still, I get nauseated pretty easily by things like that.
Yeah.
So kudos to both of them because I would have been barfing and crying while I was barfing
Right.
because it's scary.
I know Cam looked like she was barfing up like stomach acid. You know when you have the stomach virus and there's just no food left for you to throw up and it just looks like you're throwing up egg yolk?
Yeah, stop.
Sorry, I'm fine with this stuff. So I'm like, oh, you can
Not me.
Who wants
No.
eggs for breakfast tomorrow, guys?
Yum.
Like she's blowing chunks right now.
Okay,
Ain't no
okay,
problem
all
with
right.
me.
No
okay,
more,
sorry.
no
So
more.
Cam and Ash lose are out of the game. Weird. It just was kind of a graceful exit. No yelling, no emotions. Just kind of like, well, wasn't our night. See you next year.
Well-
Like, they just pieced out. Didn't really care.
Trust me, Cam will be back.
Yeah.
They want her
Yay,
back,
Cam.
so don't worry,
Polly,
she'll
on
be
the
back.
other hand, just did what everybody does when they win an elimination and they act like they just won the $1 million right then and there. And
He pulled a bear.
He pulled what everybody's always done. I'm coming for everybody. I'm the best. Yes. I know
Yeah.
you get adrenaline after you win something like that, but there's probably something even scarier about just completing the challenge and not having to yell belligerently at everybody's and that people will take you more seriously. Like there's almost more credibility to just be like, yeah, I won that shit because I know I could and being
Yeah.
confident instead of just being like a clown about it. And
Well,
I thought, considering everybody else's behavior, Polly was moderately tame
That's
this
what- yeah.
time. Like, after Bear's histrionics and, you know.
I think he said, you're all dead. Boom, boom, boom. All of you.
He said, like,
Yeah.
who's coming? Like, I'll take you out one
I
at a time.
just
He didn't say
went-
dead,
yeah,
I don't
I'm
think.
going
And
to the
guys,
I'll take you
final.
out one at a time.
He said, boom, you're dead.
Oh, I didn't recall the dead part. And then it was just like, who's coming to the final with me? But remember, I mean, I'm not saying Polly was cool, but I'm saying it was pretty on par with what we've seen from everybody else.
I mean,
when they
over
win.
here, it sounds like I'm complaining about it, but I really
Yeah,
love
you're
it.
fine.
This is why I watch the show. I love these personalities.
Yeah.
So I love that he's getting wild about it.
And Paulie's such an interesting character to me
Exactly.
because he does so many things I don't like, but then he goes with Ninja Natalie, who she wants. And I think that's great to be trusting of your partner instead of trying to be me all the time. And then, it's a big win, so I don't mind him getting excited, but then he just goes to this next level. And I'm like, dude, I get you're excited, but you already have enough enemies. Stop talking.
Down, Tiger.
It's okay. Take a seat. It's okay.
All right.
Now, on that though, at this point in the game, Paulie's only enemy is Kyle, right? Like, right now, he's...
And that's very loose.
Okay, all right.
You can use enemy loosely, but we see, and we're going to get into predictions a little bit later, but before we do, just letting, prefacing that situation that now we do find out that the game is going to be individual going forward, no more teams. 750,000 for first place,
50 for third,
200K for second, and 50K for third. So we'll get to our predictions in a minute, but let's do some news and gossip first, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first we'll start with the Georgia Bear girlfriend situation because I talked about that at the top of the show. So Bear's girlfriend, Miss Ellie_O on Instagram, posted an entire caption on Instagram where she said, "How embarrassing is that voiceover during the whole Skype conversation." So clearly not actually Bear's girlfriend's voice because she didn't give MTV permission to use her face or her voice.
Which is what I was saying with the blurred face.
So
Production
production uses a separate voice to be Bear's girlfriend. So she's saying,
Pamela.
yes.
She's so shocked.
So she's saying, how embarrassing is that voiceover? This was a private, in capital letters, call I got from him. I had no idea I was being filmed, and to use this for other people's entertainment is disgusting. I was so hurt and felt humiliated once I found out what had been going on. Steven, which is Bear, only fooled himself because he lost me, a loyal girl who has had his back through everything. The second he got off the show, he told me he didn't cheat, tried to get me back. Wow, are we shocked? Tried to get me back and even got my name tattooed on him, LOL. But once I saw the show, I blocked him out of my life. As for Georgia, I don't know why she's trying to act like she didn't know we were together. She was in his DMs before the show trying to flirt with him, telling she's going on the same show, and even said hi to me and him and Thorpe Park.
I think she meant in
Thorpe
at a park. And...
I didn't say anything
it's a nice
about
park.
it.
I like that park.
I didn't say anything about it because I never saw her as a threat. She knew we were together as much as she tried to say. She had no idea. I usually don't bite. I let karma do its job, but I won't be taken the piss off of or mugged off. However, I'm very thankful to both of them. Such a lucky escape. Bear, God, these people are so ridiculous and delusional that you're being filmed on TV making out with people. You're going to go to your girlfriend saying you didn't
like
cheat
Tony,
on her.
right. So that was a recreation of a Bear's girlfriend?
Yes.
Like that wasn't even her
They used
voice?
a fake voice.
Oh
That
my
is some
God.
Is what this is alluding to.
That is hilarious.
That's what it's alluding to.
That's what
but
allegedly.
Well, I know, but that's
Allegedly.
why it was so crazy to me. Why wouldn't they just show her face?
Oh
that was
my
why I brought it up
God.
last week, and you guys looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, no,
No, I didn't. I said that.
Oh, you were on my team with that?
I was
Okay.
like, maybe they didn't get her approval.
Right. Like there was no
But
squiggly
they
line
always,
Bear's
but that's
girlfriend.
but that was, I think you have to get their approval to use any footage. That was my point of why you can't blur it out. They have to
Maybe
get their
it
approval.
really was his cousin doing the voiceover. So he was not lying.
Technically, right?
Right, like he was like, I've got a cousin who can do the transcript of what the voice. Anyway, I don't know.
Damn, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory. Bear was on the Skype
But
with
it
his
was
cousin
his
this whole
cousin.
time.
He wasn't lying.
His cousin was recreating the conversation he had
Yeah, that is
with his
crazy.
girlfriend.
And that's like, is that even
That is just
legal?
all
Like,
sorts of messed up, right?
It's insane.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. And also, just because we love Georgia, panel favorite, I don't know, but I bet Bear, who we know is such a consummate liar, manipulated from the girlfriend's take on that message. She's saying Georgia knew we were together. Georgia saw us before the show. I'm sure that Bear told Georgia we've broken up. We're not together. We've moved on.
So
I
true.
don't think Georgia. Again, I don't know. I just watched the show. From what we've seen, what we know of Bear, I'm going to trust that he manipulated both of them and that Georgia wasn't like, screw her, I'm stealing her man.
And we have another one that doubles down as a, oh no, you twitted, our
Okay.
special segment.
So
And-
this is, both news and
And
gossip.
news and gossip.
And exactly.
What you got, Pam?
So, okay, back to what we discussed earlier, the situation that we saw after the truck competition between Wes and Dee. Wes tweeted, you didn't hear it, and oh no, he tweeted, you didn't hear it, referring to what Dee said, because what she said is too violent to air on TV and kind of illegal. Like I said, I've moved on and have decided not to press charges. Might be being a little dramatic there. Yeah. I already received my heartfelt apology, and I think the most of the time she's a magnificent role model to her child. And then to which Dee replied, "You're a damn liar." Davon replied, "You're a damn liar." And Wes said, "Fine, I take it back." And then she wrote LOL with a picture of garbage. So it seems like both of them have moved past it, and it's a joke at this point. Wes is saying that off camera, and they didn't say it because it was so violent and he had to maybe get her arrested, that she said, "I'm going to have my cousins come kill you or beat you up or something." And that is why he said, "You're being a bad role model." Again, it seems like these two have made up IRL and are moved on
beautifully.
So
they're back together.
I'm happy for them. And I will say I did listen to Wes on some more news and gossip on Challenge Mania, and they asked him who was sort of his equal in terms of commentary, and he said Davon. That no one was as good as Davon.
She's great commentary.
She is
I love
incredible.
her confessionals. Yeah. Her energy, she brings it.
So I think those two have some respect for each other.
All right, well, there's your news and gossip, and I know you're twinning. Do with it what you will.
Yeah.
Shall we get into some predictions? Because the season's about to take a wild turn.
I'm excited.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, so we see it's going to be an individual game from now on. Who do you guys think, if you could pick one girl and one guy as your top prediction to make it to the final, to win the final going forward?
But I'm confused. Are they doing guy and girl heats? We don't know. Is it just going to be top three, guy or girl? Doesn't matter.
It's individual, we know, for the winners.
So let's pick one guy and one girl, and then one overall.
Okay, because I just picked my top three, so I guess I did differently.
Okay, yeah, that's a good.
And this is going to sound bad, but I went Wes, Hunter, Kyle. And that's
no
three boys.
Way!
Those are three I picked to go into the finals.
Sorry, that was a very
to get 1, 2, 3. But that I didn't put any girls in it though. So that's my bad. So
if
that's your actual prediction,
Wes, Hunter, Kyle. Yeah, that's what I
don't
went.
have to put girls in it if you.
I'm leaving out Pauly just because I don't like him. So there you go.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only reason. I think Pauly's a great competitor. I think he could do something, but I'll put him in the 4th spot. I don't
Cam, who you got to see your wheels turning?
I don't know. This is really hard. It's really hard right now. What we have left are really good competitors. It's hard to pick. I've been surprised continuously by Georgia, so I don't want to count her out. Been surprised by Nani's performances. I always think Kara's great. Maddie seems great. I mean, it's hard.
We just want 3.
David, do you have a third?
David, how about you?
It sounded like you looked like you have a firm response.
Well, for guys, I do. I mean, I think it'd be Wes, Turbo, and then Pauly would be my 3.
I didn't do Turbo in there, but I'm still gonna keep him out.
And then as far as girls, Nani, Kara, and then I don't know, Maddie.
Ninja,
between those two.
I mean,
it'd be between those two, I think.
No, I go Ninja. If I'm doing 3 girls, I'm going Ninja, D, and I'll go Georgia just because she's so cute.
Well, now it's like those are half the people still in the game. Can we narrow it down, please?
I did my 3.
I'm gonna go 2 guys, Pauly and Wes, and 2 girls, Kara and Ninja.
Okay.
I second that. That's probably.
Okay, good. Boom.
I have 2 number ones. My best predictions are people that were already partnered, and it's Pauly and Ninja.
Okay.
Those are just really I don't know. I think Pauly is well-rounded. I think he's got it. And it's going to be hard, though, because I will like to see how Turbo progresses, because I think he's good as well. And I think Nani and Maddie are good options, too. And there's always Kara, but...
And Theo. I forgot about Theo. But he's got a really good chance, especially if it's endurance and distance.
But if it's like gun to my head, think of someone right now, I just see Pauly.
I do, too. He's been crushing it consistently. Like, there's been ups and downs with Wes, with Kyle, with Hunter. There's some things they've not done well in, and something they've risen to the challenge of. But Pauly and Ninja have both consistently.
Yeah, I mean, I know Hunter's been having an up and down season, but look what happened to him last season. Wouldn't it be amazing? There's got to be something going in his head right now. Like, I gotta make up for what the hell happened to me last year. I really see him finishing in the top 3 just because of that.
I hope so.
That motivation.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you know what? And I also want that in my heart because of what happened to him and losing all that money to Ashley. So.
Well, we see teaser for next week, and we can do predictions on this as well. Looks like Hunter and Turbo get into something where Turbo looks heated, like smoke coming out of his ears, and Hunter just looks like he's hanging out, like he's not even trying to touch Turbo. You guys have
Maybe
any
Wes
thoughts?
finally got through to Hunter to be like, dude, just let people talk and
Or
just
maybe
sit there.
he met his match. He doesn't want to mess with
Right.
him.
I don't want to
Maybe
mess with
he's
Turbo.
scared of Turbo. That's a
They shoot
good call.
fireballs. He shoots fireballs.
Do you think someone's going home after that fight?
Nah.
You think that's just
No,
kind of
it's
probably
not.
like
Hopefully, at this point, none of them are that stupid.
Right.
I don't think Turbo would hit it. Sure, I'll say, yeah, Turbo goes home next week because he hits Hunter. There you go. I don't know. Maybe.
Turbo
He's
would
smarter
never.
than that.
I don't
He's
think he'll do
smarter
it.
than that. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, there you have it. Episode 9. Excited to see where this show goes now that it's individual game. I think I will say that it is going to get very cutthroat.
Yeah.
Wow, bold prediction.
As
Didn't
Wes
see
would
that
say,
one
it's going to
coming.
get dicey.
Dicey.
Yeah, I'll say this has been my favorite challenge in a long time.
Probably like the last 10
yeah,
seasons.
this is
Since Rivals.
I liked XXX.
X on the. Oh, you did
Not
like 30-30?
Yeah, Dirty 30 I liked because I
Yeah?
liked the
Okay.
introduction of Tori. There were some great new characters in this. I'm loving some new characters. The way that they've consistently shown each episode with drama competition has been great, and I'm really enjoying the new people way more than I ever thought I would.
All right, y'all.
I'm
Well,
just,
thank you. Oh, sorry.
So, no,
David.
so I was just gonna say I'm just happy that now we're finally getting down to the best of the best.
The nitty-gritty.
Nitty-gritty.
Every
Thanks,
time we need a
Nelson.
segment about like the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Till next time, my name is Jenna Bussier. Tweet me your stuff at Jenna_Bussier, please.
The Dan Lindgren on Instagram.
I am Pam Gross. You can find me at Pamela Gross Joe all over social media. Thank you guys so much for being with us.
David Punker Christopher on Instagram, DPR Christopher on Twitter, and thank you guys so much again for joining us. Hope you guys had fun. We did. Have a good night.
See, it gets tricky remembering your social media names. It's hard.
I need to.
And mine's just my name, but it's.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.